Into the meeting, I'd like to call your attention to the last page, new business, and I would like for council to consider a motion to amend the agenda to add reports of city council as letter H, moving consideration of executive session for legal to letter I, and add adjournment at the end.
I move to approve.
Thank you.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and second. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, next under the visitors section, first on the agenda, we have Mr. Bob Nicholson this evening. If you'd like to come forward. Oh, thank you.
Maybe not want to hear from me. Hi, Mr. How are you today? You didn't turn on, you didn't hear what I was going to say. But anyway, to be honest with you, I told Mike last summer, I said, Mike, I'm not going to miss you the rest of this year or next year, but when I get a little bit younger and a little bit healthier, I'm going to raise heck with you. So I'll get him. But no, anyway, to be honest with you, I've lived here since 23. I moved back. I left Jane Lou in 54 and moved back in 2003. But the last 20 years is when most of the people recognize me from here. And I try to help out when I can, but sometimes people on the other side of the street don't want to go by your rules and don't want to do things that you like to do. And I'm not going, I'm quitting there. I ain't going to go any further. It's like our neighborhood. We had a perfect neighborhood until we got one house that's got junk in it I don't like, but that's nothing I can do about that. And I'm not going to bring that to your all's attention either. Miss Anderson, I'm going to pick on you first. What about picnic tables and a few little toys for some of our kids that they come and go because we get down there, there's nothing for them to do except suck their thumb and then leave. I do see them playing basketball once in a while. And it's the place has been mowed this year really nice. Is it a new mower? New people mowing grass?
The state mowers last year, but we gave them the what for. We said,
Well, I'm gonna get to him in a minute. It'll fall in with what, but and a few toys down there, a little whirl to go around, or something small and cheap. But gee whiz, give the poor little kids down here just because this is a poor neighborhood. I don't know how I got in it, but I happen to be down there. But anyway, I was taught to complain if you didn't like something, so that's what I'm doing. I'm not really complaining, but I've done asked this question about 2 or 3 years in a row, and I haven't seen no picnic tables. I haven't seen, and I did finally get a basketball goal, but boy, I had to get the Senate, the state, and the Congress, and House of Representatives, and 2 or 3 other people out there wanting to help too. But I don't want to do that this year. So thank you. All right, Mike. The grass around looks good. And all them little twigs and small logs that lawnmower man mows around and don't mow half the yard half the time. But this year he's doing a pretty good job. But if you clean up the big stuff and make them back further to the bank, it'd give us more yard for the kids to play in and picnic tables to be set on, and a few little things like that would make if we get a family. Every once in a while I see 2 or 3 kids and a mom and dad down there, but heck, there's nothing to entice anyone to walk down there. And it used to be, when I moved here, that playground was jumping. It had about 10 toys down front. There were swings, big swings, little swings, go around, seesaw board, just all kind of cheap stuff. Or it was then. I don't know what it is now. And but if you get that cleaned up, and it wouldn't hurt to spray some weed killer on all this crazy green stuff before it gets growing too quick and taking over the whole yard again. You know what I'm talking about, Mike.
The one left, then go get, something else, what's his name, 4-H down here. Bruce Lloyd. But we spray that all the time and just.
Yeah.
So we should be able to find
Yeah.
something that.
But just make it look good in that way. But I hate to see kids in random places, but we don't have too many toys and none of the playgrounds that I've seen except on West Second Street, and they don't use it no more neither. But it's just, you know, but I think overall, I know we got holes in the streets and cracks in the sidewalks, but that's minute compared. I just asked Mike if we got anybody to run the sanitation department yet, and he said no. So I just feel sorry someday I'll wake up and there'll be a red flag on the front door. Can't use your commode today because the sanitation department's broke down. But it's the truth. That is a true spoken. You can write that down in your papers, every one of you. If something don't happen down that plan, this town will be closed down.
Well, we're fortunate right now that we have the gentleman from Clarksburg, and he seems content to continue with us until we do find someone.
Does he have the credentials to back up what he's going to say?
He absolutely does.
Yes.
Does he do what he's going to say?
Yes.
I don't know
he's-
the man. I don't
He's
have
well
I do.
respected among the regulatory agencies in the state of West Virginia.
Okay.
Yeah, well, we have made a lot of progress on the plant. I would dare to say the plant is being better taken care of now than it probably has in the past 20 years that it's been down there. But we still continue to have major challenges.
Well, the
Not-
place needs to be bulldozed down and build a new small one because we'd save money if we did that.
Yeah,
And to put a new main line from Weston to the treatment plant. We'd save probably millions of dollars in the next 20 years.
Full candor, a member of the sanitary board said something very similar at the last sanitary board meeting.
We've been saying it for years.
Yeah,
And Dee can say she knows what we've been fighting. I mean, it's not nothing new. I mean, it's there and it's going to stay there. And
yeah,
it's crazy things happen over and over and over and over and over. And nothing ever happens.
yeah. When
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear
When-
that.
when this plant was built, it was built with it wasn't built like a traditional plant. It was built with its own idiosyncrasies, and those are what continue to cause
Well,
problems today.
All the past,
not wrong.
Yeah, all the past has been there, but we know what's happening, why it happened, and why it didn't happen. But we got to look from today and tomorrow.
Yeah.
What happened yesterday? I done forgot what happened. I probably got drunk yesterday and didn't realize it, but I feel good today. And I got one more question. Now, what does Weston have to do with Chris Manor?
The city of Weston established the Weston Housing Authority back in around 1970 under Mayor Wendell Hayes. And they appointed a board to act as the Weston Housing Authority.
Mm.
Then the housing complex was built. They entered into a contract with HUD to provide for the management of the facility.
Okay.
Our responsibilities continue to be to appoint board members to the Weston Housing Authority. And that's it.
Okay. Let me ask you a crazy question. I talked to Posey about this one time. That place is, I'm sure, have all of you been through the Chris Manor? I'm going to say if you haven't, you need to go through there because that place is a dream house for, I don't know what, but for something. It's for something. But they got everything from hoodlums to brilliant preachers and all kind of good stuff over there. But there's no control, there's no police, there's no security, there's no nothing over there. They can stand out in the hallway and smoke grass or whatever they call it. I don't know what they call it or what they do. But it's not terrible for the old people that can't defend themselves.
It's not designated currently as an elderly facility. Due to HUD regulations, they have to allow all age groups and income
Okay.
levels in. However, in the last, I'd say 6 months, security is better than it ever has been. Um, and the problems with tenants have been lessened, and I believe our city police have responded
Well, I'm sure
well.
they have. But I talked to him unexpectedly, at least every other day, to take whoever the dog man is taking and walk them down the hallway. And but you'd be surprised. You might scare one of them out and they quit doing it, or maybe help them. But there's some people you can't change. I go along with that.
Yeah.
But we got to put somebody in there that they know what time he's going to show up. Just walk through there with the dog and make him bark once in a while or something, so he know that he's there. And I think that would be a big help because I got a couple friends that live over there, and sometimes I walk in if I happen to be over during the winter months when it gets dark early, I'm kind of scared to walk outside. Because you can't tell what's going to be behind the front door there because they're waiting there to make someone let them in the place
Yeah.
so they can be in a warm place to sleep. I mean, I'm gonna say you said it don't belong to us, but you just said somewhere we're involved in it. The West City of Weston is, and
Yes.
I would like to see some action going to over there because the poor girl is running the place. I mean, she's a sweet little girl. She tries so hard,
She does.
and I give her credit all the way. And you can ask her. I told her anything I can help you with, let me know because I'll go raise hell somebody for you. I'm not ashamed. I'm
Okay.
not afraid. And but I like to see Posey under your all's control to go over 2 or 3 days a week, every week, not just one week. I want it every week because I think we owe them poor old people and then the poor young people that's on drugs and on whatever they're on, help them out too. Because next door to me, I got a place that helps them out and they spend millions of dollars up there every day pushing people out the front door. So, but anyway, I'm happy and I think you all doing a good job. And I don't like more than raise hell. I like to thank people for doing stuff. I'm a pretty generous man when it comes to that.
Well, we appreciate you coming this evening. Thank you.
Thank you. You have a great evening.
All right, you
Thank you, Bob. We
too.
appreciate it.
Okay, next we have Bruce Adler.
As most of you probably know, the city government is in the process of trying to figure out how to transition Weston into a historic city that is well worth visiting. And over the last month, I have been searching online as to what advice would be most valuable in pushing that goal forward. And I finally hit pay dirt. And when you hit pay dirt, you usually end up with handouts.
Oh.
This is for the council. They're all the same, and also this is for the Planning Commission.
Thank you.
And this is for the Landmarks Commission. They're all the same. And as such, I would envision that the council, the Planning Commission, and the Landmark Commission should combine forces and work together. The more minds that are thinking about this, the better we can succeed in realizing that goal.
Will you be attending the Historic Landmarks Commission and the Planning Commission to discuss?
Sure.
Okay, that'd be great. Hmm.
I know when we did the Smithsonian project, we did some of this stuff. It's cool.
And I know that the council has had some complaints with the WVU Law Clinic, difficulties, so to speak. However, and there's a blurb on that.
Okay.
I can guarantee you that the law clinic will be totally behind your back and will, help you establish a restoration fund if one is needed. On that, I think time has gone to the point that you need to do another survey of all the historic buildings in the city, just to see what condition they're in. And that can be done, I would hope, in the near future.
I know your dad worked really hard.
Sherry, at the Historic Landmarks Commission, have they talked recently about an updated inventory of historic? I know you've been working on some other things. but-
Right.
Okay,
Those other things are wrapping up, so. it's on
okay,
the topic.
awesome. Questions for Bruce?
One other thing, I noticed that the 138 Main Avenue property supposedly that was weeks ago, it didn't sell. It's still for sale. Now I'm going to say 3 words.
I'm not sure. Where is 138?
That's next to Bank Alley.
Oh.
It
okay.
was the building where the Citizens Bank was first there. And there are a number of businesses that, that they had over the years. Turns out that building could be turned into a time machine hotel. And that's all I'm going to say about that. You'll Google it. And as you get the information, you'll find that it would be a game changer for the entire city if that building became that kind of a hotel. But that's just a comment.
Appreciate that. Thank
That's
you
it.
very much, Bruce.
Thank you, Bruce.
Okay. Next, you have the minutes from the regular session, April 6th, and the special session, April 21st, for your review and approval. If there's no additions or corrections, I'll entertain a motion to accept as distributed. Do you have a date today? I don't know what that date is.
It was supposed to be the last Monday of May.
Okay.
Right? You talking about the meeting date? Yeah. It wasn't given to me, so I just put question mark. Same as the, oh, you're reading the last one, but. Okay. It's Memorial Day, that's why I saw it out.
That's why the question. Okay.
Uh,
Do we want to set it as the 26th? Yeah.
Okay.
May 26th.
Do we have a motion to accept the minutes from the regular and special sessions?
I move to accept.
I'll second.
It's been moved and second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Were you looking at the minutes, Debbie, where the date was blank? Okay, I believe that they had two different meetings. Debbie questioned the date for the Housing Authority meeting that was in there. So,
No.
Are they 6:30? Can you do 6:30, Sam?
6:30. We'll get down to.
Yep.
Okay. So for meetings scheduled, we have the Landmarks Commission on May 14th at 4:30. The Planning Commission, May 28th at 4:30. Parks and Rec, May 15th at 3:30. The Lewis County EDA, the 28th at 5 p.m. The Tree Commission, June 25th at 4 p.m. Arts Council, May 12th at 6 p.m. The Land Reuse Agency, May 26th, and did you say 6:30?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a change from what's in your
Oh,
agenda items.
Oh, was
And
it
then-
5? I like 5 better.
I was wondering why we did 6:30.
So I had that in my notes somewhere.
Okay, make that 5 p.m.
26th.
May 26th. And the Housing Authority, next meeting, May 13th. They are wanting to move their meetings to business hours, so I believe it's at 10 a.m. Neighborhood Watch is coming up May the 5th, Wednesday evening at 6 p.m. And this is the Meet Your Candidates night. And then the Lewis Gilmer Solid Waste Authority. I don't have a date for that.
Oh. Yeah, I bet I have a date for it.
July 15th at 6:30 at Danforth Town Hall.
Pardon?
It's on July 15th at 6:30 at Danforth Town Hall.
Okay. All right, July 15th, 6:30 at Sand Fork. Okay. And known vacancies to be filled. We do have one on the Historic Landmarks Commission, and a person does not need to be a city resident for that commission, just a resident of Lewis County. The Weston Planning Commission, Board of Zoning Appeals, Municipal Appeals Board, Code of Appeals, Housing Authority, and Tree Commission. So if you know anyone who's interested at all, please have them fill out an application to become a member. And next, the Sanitary Board report.
You all have my report in your packet. I'll go over just a couple of things. First one is about the phase 2 project with the drying beds at the plant. We did advertise to bid 2 times, April 22nd and April 29th. And the pre-bid conference for that project is on May 13th at 1:30 at City Hall. And the bid opening is on May 28th at 2 o'clock at City Hall. If you guys
like to be there for either of those, we'd invite you, anytime for any of our meetings. Then it's a plant. Both of our blowers have been down for, about a week and a half, but, as of Friday, both of those blowers has been installed and are back up and working, properly. So everything is good for those at the plant. We're taking applications for an OIT at the plant and doing, interviews for those probably Tuesday and Wednesday of this week. The contract for our 2024 and 2025 audits have been approved by state auditor's office, and the extension was given for us to have until June 30th for those. And I did run that by Region 7 and DEP, and I'll remind them again at our conference call tomorrow, but those will be for June 30th, but I don't anticipate any issues with that. Okay, other than the financials, which I go over with you, the month of April, our total income was $220,182.52. And we put in our pump replacement fund 5,004, and the R&R fund 5,504, and in our SB 234 fund 15,544.88. Fire fees were 26,235. Your 2% utility tax was 2,259.53, and your stormwater fees were 3,664.80. Our next meeting is Monday at 4:30. City Hall, and you guys are always invited for those meetings. If you have any other questions, I'll be glad to answer them for you.
What are collections looking like, the percent?
Better. I don't know the exact percent, but much better. They're up the last 3 months. They've been better.
Okay. Questions for Dee?
I have a question for the termination of water. How many months or whatever do they need to be late before we submit that?
They can just be a month with them, but this last time when I sent those out, they were more than 3 months past whenever I sent them out. I sent 52 out, actually 48 of those were, okay, that the others had final, so 48 of those were available to show.
I'd like to invite council to attend any of the sanitary board meetings that you can. We have two newer members, John Nash and Corey Burkett, and they really ask some good questions, and it provides you with an insight on how well or how poorly the plan has operated over the last 20 plus years. So it's a good education.
Yeah. They bring to light a lot of questions, not only from the board side, this from the human side. They have asked a lot of good questions. That's all.
Thank you, Dee. Next finance report.
I would like the council to consider the transfer of $700 to the vacant structure account from the general fund account.
Is there a motion to transfer $700 to the vacant structures account?
I'll motion to transfer $700 to the vacant structures account.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
I'd like to also ask consideration of approval of the expense check detail report.
Is there anything unusual in the check detail report, or does council have any questions about any expenses listed?
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
It's been moved and second to approve the expense check detail report. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Opposed, like sign. Motion carries. Thank you, Joyce. Next, street department report.
Our report's in your all packet. The only thing that I would like to talk a little bit about is the trash removal that we've had. And I spoke to Joe on this, and I think that in the next year when we do this, we need to do our DEP report longer than just 5 days, and we've always done it on 5 days, but we were overwhelmed this time with so much stuff to be picked up. We had to go over into the next week, which is a couple, 2 or 3 days, I'm not really sure, but I went to the landfill and got it approved for us to go ahead and extend it till last Friday with the no cost on the forgiveness on DEP. So I think we just need to look at that next year and hope somebody reminds me about that. I don't think that'll probably pass my mind again if I'm still here next year, but wow, what a mess. And I will just say, I'm really happy that so many people, this is crazy, but so many people that brought stuff or had us to come and get stuff picked up. Because I think it beautifies your city, and it makes some of your houses that you go by and you don't see all this stuff laying around. But I will tell you a little funny one. I had a lady that had a deep freezer and she wanted us to pick it up. 2 of my employees called and said, we can't pick it up, Steve Hammond. They opened it up, it's full of food that had been unplugged for quite some time, so we did not pick it up. Other than that, we've had a great time picking that up. If you guys have got any questions for me, be happy to answer them. And like I say, I think the guys done, and girls, done a great job. Sorry about that. I think that, I can't say about Trinity, but
They did. I have a question about the triangle. Does the street sweeper not get up around that?
it will do that. We got the new brush, or wait a minute, the new sweeper part in the middle on, when they sent it to us, when we went to pick it up, I should say, there was a rubber seal that they didn't send to us. And it just came in Thursday, so you'll probably see a little bit more improvement on that, because what it does, it just literally cuts the air movement and it's putting it all in one spot instead of dispersing it all over at once. So I think you'll see that a lot more improvement on that. And I don't know, maybe they're out on my back, maybe my fault, but I just, to be honest with you, the old one we took off was so tore up that I'm not really sure what we were missing.
Right.
But anyway, we're back in business.
Thank you.
Mike,
The water truck, the water truck back in business with the new one. So I think it looks very nice myself.
Mike,
It's nice, it does look nice.
Mike, what
Yeah.
about Pratt and Sixth Street? Did we get that drain taken care of?
I got storm drain across, yes, before they started blacktop, and we got that in. We got part of the DIs in. We need to go back and finish the other. We will put in a 6-inch stub out of that DI, and then we will be able to go ahead and finish up on 6th Street, so we can get rid of that problem that, yes, we've moved forward on it. But a 44-inch culvert, so what the state road asked me to put it, so we did put that. And the state road supplied the culvert.
Well, thankfully, they made us wait long enough.
They did, but hey, it was, we were right to the wire. We got that in on Tuesday and they started milling on Wednesday. So we were almost running behind, but we're there.
Yeah, thank you.
I know you guys have a lot on your plate, but I'm going to add one more.
Okay.
Since it's our 250th celebration, will we be able to see some curb painting in the downtown area before the festivities?
Yes, that was the discussion I had with Billy, and Billy's gonna be running that crew. And he knows that he's gonna be doing sweeping, and he is going to be doing the painting. Not just him, but I think, am I allowed to go ahead and talk about this?
But I say we'll talk about it tonight, but it's
Yeah.
it's part of
Okay.
the update for tonight.
That's great. Thank you. Any more questions for Mike?
Yeah, Mike, I have a question about number 29 on your report, the jet call at manhole at Wayland Field.
Yeah.
I feel like I see that truck down there. I mean, kind of regularly, Mike,
Fine.
as far as things go. Just what is the issue down there at Wayland Field?
The issue on 29 is the Wayland Field. Well, we thought it was on us, but we found out a lot of that, Adam happens to come from that house and, apartment over there.
Okay,
And I spoke to said, well, with the health department, and he's working with me on it as well, okay? So I don't think a lot of that's ours,
okay,
but we will address it again if it needs to be done. That is a low area, laying down in there in that manhole, and that sewer goes through the wall of the old, railroad bed, and then makes its way over into Stone Pond. So when we do get that cleaned up over there, then we'll probably camera that and see if we've got anything broken, but right now, I think we're open, but I think 80% of our problem is coming from the apartments.
okay.
And you probably have no problem smelling that, right?
Yeah, you know.
Oh, that's terrible.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Mike.
You're welcome.
Next, police report.
One thing I had to add is, we still have one vacancy left to fill. And may probably coming into fireworks season.
Say no more.
Probably gonna be worse this.
Well, and it probably would be good if Laura would post on the city's Facebook page, the ordinance concerning fireworks. It may do some good. Questions for Chief Posey? Thank you. Peer liaison report. Anything additional?
It's in there.
Oh,
It's in there.
Yeah,
her part that he works on.
okay.
Yeah, she's got a heater pour out of it, it blew up and let water in the floorboard, so. We'll be working on that probably on Wednesday. The part came in, so. We'll take care of it.
What is the grant cycle? I know that she's through a grant. Will that end in June or?
I don't think we've been given an end date yet. But I mean, it was a federal grant, so I think it runs on the September-August cycle. And it was a 5 or 6 year grant that started like 3 or 4 years ago. So I
Okay,
think it is towards the end of its life cycle.
I just hope we can continue her good work when that grant is about ready to
Yeah.
go.
If it matters to council, we'll make sure it continues.
Well, I think I can speak to the citizens that I talk with regularly and a
Yeah.
lot of agencies as well.
Mhm.
They know Lindsay and they count on her for helping folks.
I agree. It's important work she does.
Okay, next fire department.
Jimmy told me he's been his report, yeah, I'll try to answer questions if you have those. April was a busy month, the EMS had a really good month. In the near future, we hope to hire 2 more providers for a 24-hour shift. For the 4th, the fireworks are ordered. The fireworks permit has been applied for. You can see where they license has been applied for. And Debbie, I probably have enough helmets.
Okay.
Brad will. I don't know. But I'll get with you.
We'll get with you Wednesday. Thank you.
But we do have some. probably
Okay.
they're not expensive, but, and I'll throw this at the end. May is mental health awareness month, and an investment you guys made a few years ago with the peer support group, where it's Lewis up there in Randolph County. We've made a lot of headway. We now have a business license as a West Virginia peer support group. It is growing. In Thieves, we're trying to bring on 2 more counties. Me as a certified peer liaison has really helped multiple in this county as well as the other county. Just want to bring that up. That's all I have. If you have questions, I'll tell you.
Are we making any headway in getting VA payments for services rendered through the emergency services?
VA, I don't believe we received it.
So I can answer that. Not much.
Not much.
Not much. Yeah, we're still fighting with the federal government on that.
Oh, gosh.
Medicare.
Yeah, that came through, that release. So VA is the one last roadblock we have. And we hit another roadblock with it again just this morning, but
Okay.
we're still making headway. At this point, I think I'm gonna get Region 7 involved because it's a SAM.gov issue. And that's something that they navigate frequently. So
Okay. Thank you. Animal control program.
I'll give a quick update from Marty. His report's in your packet. He is at the Land Use Summit this week. So he'll be learning all about the sorts of things that other communities are doing with their vacant structures fund and other related topics. Just a few updates. Demolition down on Depot Street is ongoing. And then the Weston Animal Control Program has been fully handed over. So now David Goldsmith is our animal control person, among the many other hats he wears for us now. But we hope that in that transition, we'll be able to get back to the level of communicativeness with the citizens about the cat control problems that we had over a year ago, and get back to that kind of productivity. So hopefully you see a lot more traffic going on out there.
Great, thank you. City attorney report, do you have anything? Thank you. Community development.
So one thing I do want I report in the packet, but I did attend the inclusive playground community playground meeting last week, and they brought up some really important things that we need to consider when we are building or doing any upgrades to our parks, and entrance and exit areas, and really making sure that we can make sure that families can feel safe in our parks. So considering fencing in some of our parks to make it a little bit easier to manage when they have multiple children, not just children with special needs, but also with, multiple kids, one parent. I was concerned about 4th Street when we were doing Lively Park. But if a parent shows up and she's got multiple kids to keep track of, there are ways that they can dart into traffic, and which way do you go, which kid do you really go after, is something that we don't want our parents to have to worry about. I was unaware of this, but people will travel for inclusive parks. Bridgeport up at the bridge has, they just built a new inclusive park. And like people travel from all over the state just to visit these parks. And they're not just for special needs children, they are meant for any child to be able to play, and adults too. The inclusive parks are more geared towards accessibility, and more ramps and things like that. So we really need to think about those when we're building any of our new parks or upgrading any of our parks. So I'm really interested in trying to, at least in the meantime, we have Lively Park, which has become a hub of playgrounds in that area. So considering fencing that in more, so that way we can have one entrance and exit point for the safety of our kids. And then for our boards and commissions meetings, the HLC just finished up their facade grant application. We had 7 applications this year. and they'll be going over those, after Marty gets a chance to review them as well. May 29th is opening day for the farmer's market. We hope you all can make that. It's always a good time. And then also June the 6th, Hallow Springs is an event that is hosted by Appalachian Oddities. This event has become more and more popular each year. They host it at the middle school, and this event has brought in last year, they had over 700 people attend this event. And they're looking more to make it more family friendly and not quite as spooky, or scary. But they'll still have the Halloween, they do like a Halloween kind of theme, but it's not going to be as spooky focused, and going more towards community. Last month, our cleanup efforts were amazing. Not just for, the things that people, the bulky items, but also the tire collection event, was very successful. And then, things that were going on up at the old cemetery, at Old Hill Cemetery it was amazing to see everybody come together on that day, and just, we were all over town. Everybody was all over town, helping with that. And then, hanging out with the students, with the FFA students is always a good time, and they want to engage, and it's fun to see that. And then, June 6th, I did get the permit for the bridge closure, because we are going to be having the bridge dedication ceremony in honor of, Mr. Pringle. And, then also I've been in the works with, Stonewall Jackson Memorial Hospital and the Lewis County Park Association for a 5K race. We're gonna do a 5K race in downtown, and then a 1K color run, and that will take place at Tala. Anyone have any questions?
Did you and Joe get the information I dropped off about Mr. Pringle? Okay, great. He has worked on that for his father through the legislature, and it should have been done last year, but it didn't make it through the legislature. So this last session, it was passed. Excuse me. And I believe he started working on this with Barbara McVaney, and then, Laura and Joe will be putting together some activities for that day.
Are we buying the sign or is the state buying it?
The DOH.
Okay, I was gonna say, make sure it's green.
Yeah.
Make sure-
Time when this is gonna happen.
Hmm.
Hang on, it's in my email. I'm sorry. I got it.
While he's looking at that, I had some people suggest that the tire drop off needed some traffic control.
Yes.
That maybe they should have gone all the way down and then turned in and came back.
Last year, this was a new company. This is, the DEP, and they basically manage all of it. We just pick a day and say, this is when we can do it. But yeah, this year traffic was very heavy and it stayed consistent. And, people were very patient, thankfully, but yeah, it definitely caused the issue with people that may have been trying to get into their homes and things like that. So we will take that into consideration next year.
10 a.m.
10 a.m.
Yep.
The offense at work, first thing, do they have that in their budget? Because we've had fencing for specific areas,
Right.
and
Hmm.
we had a little bit of wiggle room as of the hub.
Mhm. I'll have to review that. I think so. I don't remember. To be honest, I don't remember what the fencing cost off the top of my head. Yeah, but they have a few $1,000s wiggle room. So if that was something they wanted to do, I think it is something they can do.
Any other questions or comments for Laura?
And we're to go, all of our paperwork is updated for the riverfront part and the grants and all that.
Yeah, and I've got some good news on the cultural center front to share with you. But the riverfront right now it's back in uh what federal agency are we dealing with?
We did,
Um,
we just completed the, paperwork for the environmental review exemption. And got that back to Kimberly Warren for that process.
HUD. HUD.
yes.
That's the federal agency we're working with. Yeah, it's back in HUD's court is the short answer.
Well, that's good. Hopefully they'll accept that and we can get something moving.
Yeah. Yes, that's been a big focus. I've been trying to put a lot of energy into both the cultural center and the riverfront because these projects have just kind of been sitting. There's been a lot of complications and tape that we've had to go through. And it seems like every day I'm checking in on, okay, now what are our next steps? What do we need to do? So I've been very adamant and also encouraging the HLC to get their side of the paperwork done for the cultural center. So it's been a lot of communicating and everyone has been very open about, very responsive with the communication.
So the HLC, have they done what they're supposed to so far?
Yes,
We're back in
Yes.
the court of Region 7.
yes.
Okay, thank you.
And Joe has some.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
City clerk's report.
I think you'll see in there that we've been really busy with new offices. A lot of them are remote businesses. There's a few advertising guys and contact the fellows that are in town or a pest company that's working in our town that didn't have licenses. There's a particular person that has been on our radar that is behind, very much so, that we were going to get ready to shut them down. And we work with them and they're coming in on a weekly basis. And we're being very cordial to each other and working it out.
That's awesome.
So I think in the next pages or two, then municipal fees are way up. You see, and our B&O is way up too, right? So we've been busy.
For April, the B&O collections are amazing.
The mails this morning about this fall.
Thank you for your hard work on that. I know you've worked hard on that.
Yes, you guys are amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy.
Oh, wow.
Next, city managers report.
Okay. Few things, lot of things that we've alluded to already tonight. One is this week we're going to start recruiting summer temps. Council was good enough once again in both the current and the next fiscal year to budget summer temp labor in the Public Works Department. So we're going to start recruiting laborers. The emphasis this year is going to be the small detail stuff like curb painting and making sure all the spaces downtown look good, neat, tidy, clean. Trash is well maintained, getting some more of the fencing up, and just all those little small detail things. So we'll be recruiting starting this week. So if you know anybody who's interested in a summer labor job, please send them the city's way. Let's see, just a reminder, we've got city meeting day coming up on the 11th. Is it the 11th? Do I have that right? Yep, the 11th. So we're going to start pushing that hard this week. That's what we've done the last couple of years, is just push it hard the week before. So that we can give and hear some updates from everybody.
Where's that going to be, Joe?
We haven't asked them yet. Whoopsie. Yeah.
Yes, it's confirmed.
Oh, it is confirmed? Okay, well, good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Laura.
A few other quick updates. So, real quick on the riverfront, we just got this email this evening, that, we're going to need to host a 10-day public comment period. And then, after the public comment period, we should be able to put the environmental review thing to rest. And then after that, the next step is the request to release funds. So that's getting exciting. We're finally getting to steps that sound like they do something. The cultural center, just to give you all an update on this, because I know this has been a bit of a back and forth with the funding on this. I think I told you all that in a conversation I had with Region 7 probably 2 months. Well, it started with a conversation with USDA, where they said, "Oh, these grants don't have matches." And I said, "What are you talking about? You told us there was this crazy match." And so then went back to Region 7, and Region 7 says, "Yep, they told us there was a match." Went back to USDA. USDA said, "Amend the scope of work and we'll take out the match requirement." And so that is what Region 7 is working on now. I think they've got everything they need from the HLC now, so that is looking like it's going in a really good direction without a match requirement. So that is exceptionally good news, I think, on that front. Just a few other small things. Sales tax this past month was just over $164,000. So in the last 4 quarters, that is the lowest amount that we've had, but it's still higher than we had initially projected. So that's really good news. The trends there are all the same trends that I've been sharing with you the last couple of quarters, that remote sellers continue to play a big factor in this report. They're the fastest growing taxpayer on that report, are remote sellers. And I think that's all that I have in particular for you.
Anyone have questions for Joe?
Thank you.
I'll entertain a motion to approve all city reports.
I'll move to approve all city department reports.
I'll second.
It's been moved and second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, under old business, this would be the second reading of ordinance 2026-04. I'll entertain a motion to have the second reading of ordinance 2026-04 by title only.
I'll move to have a second reading of ordinance 2026-04 by title only.
It's been moved and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Ordinance authorizing the acquisition and construction of certain extensions, additions, betterments, and improvements to the existing public sewerage system of the city of Weston and the financing of the costs thereof, not otherwise provided through the issuance by the city of Weston of not more than $1 million in original aggregate principal amount of the sewer revenue bond series 2026A. West Virginia SRF program, and not more than $1,500,000 in original aggregate principal amount of sewer revenue bonds, series 2026B, West Virginia SRF program / forgivable, providing for the right and remedy of such security for the registered owners of such bonds, authorizing execution and delivery of all documents relating to the issuance of such bonds, approving a bond purchase agreement relating to such bonds, authorizing the sale and providing for the terms and provisions of such bonds, and adopting other provisions relating thereto.
Thank you. I'll entertain a motion to accept the second reading of ordinance 2026-04.
I'll move to accept.
I'll second.
It's been moved and second. Any discussion? We'll have voting by roll call.
Councilwoman Rogers, Councilman John Stropperman,
Yes.
Councilwoman Debbie Gump,
Yes.
Councilman Adam Smith.
Yes.
Motion carries. Next, consideration of ordinance 2026-05, an ordinance to update the sewer use ordinance. This is this the second reading as well?
No, this is just the first reading of this one. It was put in front of you just tonight. It's in a separate packet. This was something that as we've been going through the phase 2 sludge project thing, at one moment the PSC and the regulator said, you need to get this done and you need to get it done yesterday. And then we were scrambling to get it done. And then they came back and said, well, it's actually not that time sensitive. You can just kind of get to it. It's been a little bit weird communication from them, but Sam's been working on the updates. So it's not as time sensitive as we thought it was. So if you wanted the time to go through it before having the first vote, you can. But I don't think there's anything particularly crazy in it, and I can let Sam speak to what updates are there.
For the council's benefit, the document you've got in front of you is essentially the same format of our current ordinance. It's on the books. What happened was when I spoke to DEP, there appeared to be a lot of confusion about what happened. There was a lady down there that made it sound like a very urgent thing, and then I come to find out from the supervisor it isn't. And really what had happened was, and she's very nice, don't get me wrong, but I think she misread some of the stuff that was in it. Most particularly, she thought that our ordinance had been updated since the 1990s, when in fact, if you look at the subparagraphs in there, it had been updated, just hadn't seen the parentheses in it. But long story short, they did send me a checklist of what they looked for in the sewer ordinance, and they called in a few things in question that they wanted to have added to the ordinance. The first thing was, and I don't know if these things are necessary, but they asked they be in there. An introduction, which is 52.01, and that's just an introduction that we have an ordinance, and this is what it is. Then 52.03, establishment enforcement of rules, regulations, and sewer rates. Our current ordinance actually has our sewer rates in it, but over the years, we've been passing separate ordinances on rates. What we did was we cut out that entire section and actually had the actual rates in it. Replaced it with a paragraph that basically says the authority of the city to have rules, regulations, and set rates by separate ordinance. So therefore, we adopt separate ordinances with our rates as needed when our accountant says, hey, we got to catch up and everything. So that was a change there. And then at the end, 52.19, conflicts and effective date. She said that they requested that we have a conflicts paragraph that basically says if there's any conflicts in the document, this would go that the laws prevail, but everything remaining in the document stays into effect. I believe that if this is eventually passed by the council with an updated date in it for 2026, I think it will satisfy DEP and we won't have any problems moving forward with our project. Again, it wasn't telegraphed to me that this is urgent, needs to be done tonight or next week. If you want to do the first reading tonight, you can. If you want to wait until next week, you can do that also, but these are not significant changes.
Thank you. Does council feel comfortable moving forward to accept the first reading of this evening, or would you like to take some more time to digest the contents?
Is this the ordinance? Or is there another paper that goes with this?
That's the current. The format is exactly the same what we had, except the changes that I just made.
Actually, the introduction is really like the heading for the ordinance.
Are you looking for the title of it, Debbie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Would that be the introduction?
That would be the introduction.
That's fine.
Okay. I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to have the first reading of ordinance 2026-05, an ordinance to update the sewer use ordinance by title only.
I made to have the first reading.
A second.
Okay, it's been moved and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
All of the introduction for the first paragraph. An ordinance regulating the use of public and private sewers and drains, private wastewater disposal, the installation and connection of building sewers, and the discharge of waters and waste into the public sewer systems, and providing penalties for violations thereof.
Is there a motion to accept ordinance 2026-05 by title only on its first reading?
I'll move to accept.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and second. Any discussion? We'll have voting by roll call.
Councilwoman Sherry Rogers. Yes. Councilman Josh Groffman.
Yes.
Councilwoman Debbie Dunn.
Yes.
Councilman Adam Sims.
Yes.
Motion carries. Next, consideration of ordinance 2026-06, an ordinance to update the B&O ordinance clarifying definitions and economic nexus.
Yeah, so this is the ordinance. We had this in front of us last month, but we decided to table it. This ordinance codifies the way that we've been defining economic nexus in the office for the last couple of months. There was some question and a recommendation that we go back to legal counsel to consult whether or not we should attempt to change the effective date of the ordinance, and the consensus is no, don't do that. Just pass it.
Okay.
I'll move to have the first reading of ordinance 2026-06
By
by title only.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you. It's been moved and second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
An ordinance of the city of Weston amending and clarifying the business license and business and occupation tax ordinance to define economic nexus, reaffirm physical presence requirement, provide a compliance grace period, and establish enforcement and administrative procedures consistent with state law and constitutional requirements.
I'll entertain a motion to accept ordinance 2026-06, an ordinance to update the B&O ordinance clarifying definitions and economic nexus at its first reading.
Motion to accept.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and second. Any discussion? Voting by roll call.
Councilwoman Sherry Rogers. Yes. Councilman Josh Groffman.
Yes.
Councilwoman Debbie Dunn.
Yes.
Councilman Adam Sims.
Yes.
Motion carries. Next, under new business, consideration of event Memorial Day Parade 4/27/20. 5/27.
5/23.
5/23.
Yeah, it's right here.
Yeah.
Date planned. You're looking at the date you submitted the form.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I move to approve the request for the Memorial Day Parade.
Second.
It's been moved and second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next, consideration of event July 1st and 2nd at Holt Square, the Red, White, and Blue Crew, 6 p.m. pageant and veteran appreciation.
I would like to recluse myself from this.
I'll make a motion to approve.
A second.
It's been moved and second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries with the notation that Councilwoman Gump abstained from the voting because she is involved with the red, white, and blue. Consideration of event each Thursday, June the 4th to September 30, 7 p.m. God's Power Surge, with the exception of July 4th week.
What? Oh, I think I understand. So is this like the continuing?
I think this is the same group that comes out and does the worship services out there. every year. Uh, we're just making a carve out for the red, white, and blue crew there that they might have worship there the other nights.
What day would you visit?
Thursday.
Each Thursday.
Yeah, they're the same group that used it last year.
I think so. I
in the
think this might be
summer on
their third year.
Thursdays.
Yeah.
I'm gonna feel good.
I'll second it.
Been moved and second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, consideration of event West Virginia Goes Purple, August 29th, Holt Park, 6 to 7 p.m.
I move to approve.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. And next, consideration of event West Virginia Goes Purple Candlelight Vigil, 7 to 10 p.m.
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
It's been moved in second. Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And consideration of event Hope Point Church, Sunday, May 24th, 12 to 4, Lively Park.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
Okay, it's been moved in second. Any discussion?
Yes, I know. Is it okay with you? Oh, okay. This isn't the event I recommend, but
There was a bunch of them.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
Okay. 9 to 2. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Consideration of update of employee handbook.
All right. So I think this one's the way into your packet. Um, we're living in odd political times. So a few years ago, during the last presidential administration, a new federal holiday was declared, and that holiday was Juneteenth. Juneteenth was never formally recognized by either the city of Weston or the state of West Virginia. However, the state of West Virginia had in its code and other holidays recognized by the president. And then in October of 2024, we also added similar language in our handbook. This past year, the state legislature repealed the word president from that code. So now it's other holidays recognized by the governor. Their code no longer uses president. That code is the code that regulates holiday for civil service. What we recognize for civil service, we then usually recognize for non-civil service. So this kind of just has a trickle down effect of raising the question, do we or do we not recognize Juneteenth in the city of Weston? I'll tell you that I haven't received really strong feelings on it either way. I don't think there's anybody who's got Juneteenth celebrations planned with their family that that they would miss out on. But it is a federal holiday. And when I was in a city managers meeting about 2 weeks ago, the general consensus among the other cities was they were just adding it to their handbook to finally clear the mess and clear the confusion. So I just wanted to bring this to council for your input and decision on what we're doing with that holiday.
I'm not sure what you're recommending.
The final page in the packet, I am recommending the addition of Juneteenth to the city's recognized holidays for employees.
Do you think having 2 days off in a row with Juneteenth and West Virginia Day would cause any type of, backup in the work in the city or anything?
I would say we've been observing Juneteenth for the last several years. But we've been observing it like downwind of this like weird regulatory rule that we're no longer downwind of. But it hasn't caused an issue yet.
Did you say civil service gets that holiday or they don't get that holiday?
Well, civil service did get that holiday, but the legislature just took away the language in the state code that was guaranteeing that holiday to civil service. So when we were getting, when non-civil service employees of the city were getting it, we were getting it really downstream of the fact that we were already observing it for civil service employees because of state code. State code has changed. So the state of West Virginia has, I mean, it's yet to be seen, but I think basically what they've done is they've formally taken away Juneteenth from state employees through this language, because this was the language used to defend Juneteenth. And when they removed it this year, I think that effectively takes away Juneteenth from state employees.
Unless the governor deems it.
Unless the governor
So
deems it,
there's
right?
Still an issue of
Right.
whether or not that Juneteenth off, which in my opinion is very unfair to employees.
Yeah, I will say, so
I'm fine with it,
there's,
putting it in writing, so.
there's,
Employees know.
yeah, and that's what I think.
and they can make cuts.
We just kind of need something in writing, because it's also, holidays are cheaper for the city when we know they're coming. Because if we don't know a holiday is coming and it gets thrust on us at the last minute, which happens sometimes, we've already got the labor plan for the week. We just start pulling people in to run overtime because we're halfway in a project. We're not going to leave it over a long holiday weekend. Whereas at least when we know, we can plan for hourly folks to just plain old be off on that day. So if we know a holiday is coming, the holiday costs us around $2,000. When we don't know a holiday is coming, it costs us more.
Anyone have any additional thoughts they'd like to share? Hearing none, Councilwoman Rogers, are you ready to make a motion?
I'm ready to approve the addition of Juneteenth to the employee handbook as a day, a holiday.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and second. Any discussion? Okay, we'll have voting by roll call.
Councilwoman Sherry Rugg.
Yeah.
Councilman Ralph Strauss.
Yes.
Councilwoman Debbie Dunn.
Yes.
Councilman Adam Sims.
Yes.
Motion carries. Next, reports of city council. We will begin with Ward 1.
Okay, I hope I don't get anyone. I would like to thank everyone who's been helping with the flowers downtown. That has been a huge undertaking. The FFA class, down at the high school, fire department, street department, our numerous volunteers, Teresa, and Bobby and Bob Mohawk have been very, very dedicated. Laura Anderson has helped us out quite a bit, and I apologize if I miss anyone. David Goldsmith helped a lot, and Marty, of course. But it's a huge undertaking to get all those flowers in the ground, and also thank you for your good vibes, well wishes, and prayers that they didn't frost, get frostbitten. Yes, they kind of came along out of the blue, but that we weren't anticipating. But we really appreciate everyone and their hard work, and I know Mark, you've had some things going on with the street department, but you still have the time to help us out, and I appreciate it. Thank you. That's all I have.
Well, now that you took some of mine, thanks, Sherry. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So I want to thank Mike for the work on North River, getting that taken care of. We had a couple residents had some concerns, but we got it taken out and knocked out really peacefully and nice. I appreciate that. Laura, Mike, your team, ladies and gentlemen on your team, for all the reflection of the garbage and just like you said, Mike, it just makes Weston look better. You know, it's a little extra hard work, but it just makes us look a lot better to the outsiders. And flowers look gorgeous to Sherry and her team. And Marty with the cemetery. I went up there the other day. It looks really nice. It's nice to see that cemetery getting the appreciation that it deserves. And to everyone else, all your hard work your daily hard work. We all appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Ward 3.
First of all, I'd like to thank all the citizens who participated in the cleanup. I agree with that with Mike. You can put the flowers out there and make Main Street, but to make Weston nice and our neighborhoods clean, it's really nice to see the amount that we got this year. And I want to know that the chief of police told me I had junk sitting outside my house and it needed to be taken care of. I know the Gump family contributed a lot to that cleanup. But I just think I've always, encouraged people to take pride in their community. And that's also taking pride in your own property. And I think I would actually love to see it 2 times a year, but I don't think Mike would like to see it 2 times a year. I like to have a spring and a fall cleanup, but I'll take the spring. Again, I would like to also thank everybody for the staff here for the cleanup. I personally went to the Arnold Cemetery and I don't want to pick up another stick ever because I picked up sticks. So. And Adam got to carry them all the way to the top. I made nice little piles and he got to carry them all the way to the top. So it's a team effort. I would like to encourage people to attend the neighborhood watch meeting on Wednesday. It is a meet the candidate night. So if you have any issues out there that you have concerns about in the county, the board, or in the state, it'd be a great time for you to come out and actively participate and get involved civically. I would also like to congratulate the class of 2026 as they will be graduating on the 22nd of this month. And if any of you are looking for a temporary part-time job, come see Joe at the city building. So again, thank everybody for their hard work.
Can I ask Debbie when the next red, white, and blue crew meeting is in case? Sorry.
He's my secretary.
It will be May 19th, 4:15, the Weston Fire Department.
Okay.
What is this?
It's just a group of people patriots that kind of got together, and we're doing stuff countywide. It's not Weston stuff, but it's countywide. And we'll have a list coming out probably at the neighborhood watch of events that we have scheduled every day of the week. Because it is the 250th anniversary. So again, it's not a county thing and it's not a city thing. It's just a group of people.
And anybody's welcome.
Oh,
to come
anybody,
to the
absolutely.
How often do you?
Whenever we say we need to meet.
Oh, where do you?
Fire department.
Oh,
So May 19th, 4:15 PM.
Mhm.
Okay, thank you. Adam?
Okay, well, I'd like to take a moment to mimic the rest of council and thank everybody that's been involved in the beautification project across the city this past month. Whether it be the flowers that have been added that look wonderful, the cleanup at Arnold Hill, or just the citywide cleanup. Thank to everybody that has been involved with that and all the people that have organized those projects. Well, thank Mike and Joe for helping me out with some of the complaints, concerns that I've had from several residents in my ward recently. Quickly got a very large pothole patch there at the entrance to Carton Plaza that I know a lot of employees there had to drive through, and talked to Mike about that. And I think it was done at 8 o'clock the next morning. So that's really big help. And then also thank Joe and also you, Kim, as far as helping to give Tana Linger a handicap parking space in front of her house. That way, she doesn't have to be in any danger parking her car in her home. So I'd like to thank you all both for that. And I know Debbie just said we got graduation coming up soon. So good luck to all the the students going out into the world. And I know that they have prom this weekend, I do believe. So I hope that they all have a safe time at that. Mike, and if you guys are out working this weekend, do what they can to help the kids have a safe weekend without drinking or anything like that.
And are you still requesting that we consider executive session to discuss legal?
Yeah, it'll be real brief.
Okay,
Can we have personnel with that too, please?
yes.
You want legal and personnel?
Mhm.
It's up to you, Kim, yeah.
So I'll entertain a motion to go into executive session to discuss legal and personnel.
Move to enter executive session.
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion carries.